So, have you voted yet? This on the Financial Times. Tesla must climb Mount Everest to win shareholder vote. Chair warns. Robert Denholm outlines stakes for car maker, who by the way definitely are not also an AI company, and says the idea she is too close to Elon Musk is crap. Tesla's chair has said the car maker needs to climb, quote, Mount Everest as it faces shareholder votes on relocating to Texas and Elon Musk's $56 billion pay deal, while dismissing criticism she is too close to the billionaire as, quote, crap. Robin Denholm, an Australian accountant who has chaired Tesla since 2018, is battling to win over shareholders ahead of an annual meeting on June 13 that amounts to a referendum on the mercurial leadership of the world's third richest person. Tesla's board is trying to prove that investors support a controversial pay deal that a Delaware court struck down in January. In the aftermath of the extremely corrupt ruling, the anti-democratic ruling, Musk vowed to leave the state and move Tesla's incorporation to Texas. Quote, we're very early days of the campaign and we will be meeting with shareholders all the way through to the day of the vote, Denholm told Financial Times at the end of a 2-week investor roadshow in the US. Quote, the vote's pretty important for us as a company, but I also think it's important for corporate America as well. And by the way, she's absolutely right. I don't need to explain why, do I? I do. This was an eat what you kill compensation plan. Musk was only to receive any compensation if he produced extraordinary results for the company and brought extraordinary value to shareholders. No extraordinary results, no extraordinary increase in the value of the investment for shareholders, no compensation whatsoever. Most CEOs in the United States and elsewhere are paid regardless of performance. Some, in addition, may get a bonus if their performance doesn't suck shit. But many CEOs in the United States get paid tens of millions of dollars a year, even if they destroy their companies. And for this corrupt activist posing as a judge, Kathleen McSeebohm, to spit in the face of investors, democracy, remember investors overwhelmingly voted in support of this pay package, and to rob Musk of fairly earned compensation, if this isn't overturned, this is a dangerous moment for corporate America. Now on screen, some very important context. This is how large Tesla shareholders, e.g. Vanguard, BlackRock, and so on, voted back in 2018 on Musk compensation. So these are not votes to ratify this, which was already approved. Over 70% of shareholders voting in favour back in 2018. But note, the biggest outside shareholder of all, Vanguard, back in 2018 voted against Musk's compensation. At the time, Vanguard owned over 7% of Tesla. So if Vanguard were to vote the same way again, 7% of the total votes against. Now keep in mind, shareholders who don't vote on Musk's pay specifically, those shares don't count. Meaning if Vanguard were to vote no again and currently owns, let's just call it 7% of Tesla, but let's say 20% of shareholders don't vote on this matter, guess what? Their vote counts for more than 7%. Understand, right? BlackRock, holding less than 6% in 2018, voted yes. The next handful, State Street, Geode, Capital Group, Norges Bank, no, 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 and no. This is an enormously important moment. And this is what Robin is currently doing on her investor tour, is talking to these large shareholders. Hey guys, here's why it probably makes sense for you to vote yes. By the way, I don't want to get started on how unfair and corrupt this decision was, how ridiculous, how anti-democratic, how anti-capitalist, how anti-performance-based compensation it is, how fucked up it is. I think I've made my thoughts clear. Putting that all to the side, it seems quite clear to me that if Musk is robbed of this fairly earned compensation, and the vultures who brought this case on behalf of a supposed Tesla shareholder with like 0.000000000000000% ownership of the company, roughly, who requested in excess of $5 billion in fees, by the way, not in cash, but in Tesla stock. What the fuck? If this compensation isn't ratified, what are the odds that this harms Tesla, the company, and, importantly, Tesla stock? I'd say the odds are extremely high. And if that's the case, putting aside all the bullshit about how unreasonable and unfair it was to rob the guy of compensation he earned for doing extraordinary things, as a current shareholder of Tesla stock, in my opinion, you would have to be brain dead not to realize the negative effect failure to ratify this 2018 compensation would have on the stock, aka your investment. So the question would be, why would somebody voluntarily want to shoot themselves in the foot? Now, obviously, the actual answers to that question are A, they have sand in their vagina. Elon said something that offended them and they just want to hurt the guy, an eye for an eye, fuck that guy. He made my feelings hurt and my butt hurt and therefore fuck him. Or possibly, while being long Tesla stock, you also maybe betting against the company via some short-term puts, in which case you'd be as loud as you possibly could about how you're voting no and everyone else should vote no and how Elon bad. In short, there is no rational reason why anyone who owns Tesla stock today wouldn't support the ratification of this pay package. Yet, there is a very, very strong probability that many people who currently do own Tesla stock will vote against this. In fact, some of them have also explained to the world exactly how many buckets of sand are currently in their vagina by telling everyone, hey, I am voting no, and here's how many shares I own. Wankers. So the point, there are a lot of butthurt babies right now who are willing to shoot themselves in the foot. I'd be surprised if many of these large Tesla shareholders, Vanguard and the likes, would vote no this time around. Surely they can't be that dumb. However, there is a potential curveball, and that is if the desire to virtue signal trumps the desire to protect their investment in Tesla. If there's enough activists putting pressure on some of these big shareholders, Elon bad, tax the rich, then you never know how they'll vote. I do hope everyone watching has exercised their right to have a say. The pay deal struck down in Delaware would have boosted Musk's ownership from just under 13% to more than 20%. He has threatened to develop future artificial intelligence products outside Tesla if he does not increase his stake. Not sure threatened is the word, but hey, let's not get bogged down in semantics. Check this out. A Tesla timeline, Tesla's market capitalization. At the beginning of this timeline, this is when the board proposed the original pay package for Musk. And Tesla stock up more than 10 times after that point. This is where the activists pretending to be a judge fucked Elon and fucked Tesla shareholders. Outrageous. When asked about Musk's plans, should he lose, Denholm said, quote, there is always a risk, but he's not holding a gun to anybody's head. He hasn't said one way or another, quite frankly. And do I believe he's committed to Tesla? Absolutely. Tesla's spat with Delaware dates to February, when a corrupt activist pretending to be a judge avoided a package of stock options awarded to Musk in 2018 that grew to be worth $56 billion, the most in US corporate history, after the company hit ambitious growth targets. Tesla shareholders overwhelmingly backed the proposals when they were first outlined in 2018. And that should be game, set, and match, ladies and gentlemen. The fucking end. But no, Kathleen McSeebohm knows better. But the court ruled the Tesla's board had failed to act in shareholders' interests. That's right, having an incentive structure in which if the company's market capitalization increased 10 times, as in Tesla shareholders made 10 times on their money, and not just market cap, but also saw huge increases in revenue and profits, that's obviously definitely not in the best interest of Tesla shareholders, right? My investment 10xing, but not just 10xing, because you could play some tricks with market cap. No, but also huge revenue growth and earnings growth and a 10x. Yeah, that's not in my best interest, you fucking moron. So the court criticised directors as supine servants of an overweening master, and Denholm as having a lackadaisical approach to her oversight obligations. Denholm, a former chief financial officer of the telecoms group Telstra, dismissed those findings as absolute BS and crap. In response to the Delaware decision, the board introduced proposals to move Tesla's state of incorporation to Texas and to reaffirm Musk's pay. The pay vote will not directly supersede the court's decision, but the car maker hopes it will prove decisive in any future legal battle. In a social media campaign, Denholm has told shareholders she is defending their rights against, quote, a Delaware court that second-guessed your decision in, quote, a matter of fundamental fairness and respect to our CEO. Ensuring Musk is paid in full was essential to keep him motivated and reward him for generating returns of more than 1,000% in 5 years, she said. On the new pay vote, a simple majority must be in favour, excluding those owned by Musk and his brother Kimball. In other words, the majority of votes cast need to vote yes, and Musk and Kimball can't vote. They've recused themselves. However, and this is really important, the path to reincorporating Texas is steeper, requiring a majority of all shares outstanding. Those not cast are counted as a no. Now, I didn't read the fine print initially, but this is deeply disturbing. Because if I'm reading this right, every single vote that is not cast automatically counts as a no, as opposed to just not being considered in the total percentage of votes cast, yes or no. That's fucked up. And I really mean fucked up. Quote, it's like Mount Everest. It's a huge hill to climb because getting 50% of the shareholders to vote, let alone what they vote for, is quite tough, Denholm said. Now, this is important. So, it seems pretty clear right now. Robin here is suggesting that even just getting half of shareholders to vote at all is a challenge, implying that absolutely all the votes that are not cast automatically count as a no. So if half the people vote, and let's just say, for the sake of example, just one person who actively votes no, but only 50% of shareholders actually vote, that's an automatic no, because the remaining 50% of votes that weren't cast count as a no. This is even more problematic if we exclude Musk's own shares and Kimball's shares as well. Holy shit, dude. This is going to be tough. Roughly a third of Tesla shares are held by retail investors. Denholm must convince institutional shareholders that rejected the pay package in 2018, these motherfuckers, in red, including Vanguard, its largest outside owner, to change their minds now the pay award is a reality rather than a hypothetical scenario for Musk. Quote, every shareholder that I've ever talked to says that the remuneration plan worked. They actually appreciate the fact that it drove a lot of shareholder value. She added that the plan was originally seen as, quote, impossible, ludicrous, overly ambitious. By the way, it's pretty much exactly what people said. With targets including a market capitalization of $650 billion at a time when Tesla was valued at only $59 billion. Musk will get nothing if the valuation did not reach the $100 billion mark, but took the car maker to a peak of more than $1 trillion. Denholm said, quote, knowing Elon, they needed to be really ambitious goals to motivate him to focus on growing Tesla. Musk runs several other companies, including SpaceX, Neuralink, and The Boring Company, and in 2022, he bought Twitter, later renaming it X, for $44 billion. So folks, I'm not going to lie, this is some deeply disturbing news, although I guess we could have known if we'd read the fine print. A much lower bar for Musk's compensation to be ratified. In that case, votes that are not cast are not counted either way. But in the case of moving the headquarters, where, and I don't mean the physical location, but on paper, legally speaking, state of incorporation from Delaware to Texas. By the way, in case you guys don't understand the nuance here, in Delaware, apparently it's legal to fuck Tesla without consent. In Texas, there's a word for that. The bar is significantly higher for the move to Texas because any vote that could have been cast that is not automatically counts as a vote for no. Please make sure that you've cast your votes. And if you know friends and family who own Tesla stock, get on their case as well. This is a big fucking deal and it's in your best interest. It's in the best interest of all Tesla shareholders. It's also a very interesting tell. If anyone discloses the fact that they're voting no, that is tantamount to a confession that they are suffering from sandinvagitis, a crippling, debilitating disease of the emotions. Allow me to remind you folks what people actually said at the time. Somebody reposting this clip from CNBS discussing the compensation. And the man in the video, at least one of them, Andrew Ross Sorkin of CNBS, quoted this and said, I remember this morning well. He continues, the truth is, I thought the compensation plan was the most, quote, skin in the game in history. I still do. I've criticized CEO compensation a lot, but not this package. Without the incentives, Elon Musk could have easily stepped down as CEO. And then where would Tesla have been? Admittedly, I was skeptical he'd hit the most ambitious targets of the package, but he did, having put his entire compensation at risk. Isn't that what we want when we say pay for performance? So now let's watch the clip that Andrew Sorkin was referring to. January 23, 2018, as James Stevenson points out, with Tesla's market cap at the time, $59 billion. Today, as I record this, roughly 10 times that amount.
It is some breaking news this morning that just broke literally overnight. Elon Musk, he's the subject of the column, telling me he's now agreed to stay on as CEO of Tesla for the next decade. There had been a lot of speculation that he'd be stepping down in the next 2 or 3 years. He had said that once the completion of the Model S, or the Model 3 rather, was up and running, that he might not stay at the company, at least as the CEO. But Tesla now announcing a radical new compensation plan. It could be perhaps the most radical compensation plan in history. Musk's compensation is going to be tied directly to the company's performance. The executive will receive no guaranteed compensation of any kind at all. He gets no salary, cash bonus, equity. He only gets equity that vests over time, but only if he reaches these hurdle rates, which are, dare I say, crazy. So right now the company's worth $59 billion. Mm-hmm. They run at $50 billion increments. So if he gets the company to $100 billion...
Wait, you're just talking market capitalization, not based on revenue, not based on the number of production?
There's going to be 2 metrics at each step. So the first step is he has to get the company to $100 billion and reach these operational and adjusted EBITDA and revenue number. If he doesn't get either of them, he gets nothing.
That's kind of a weird way to break it down based on market capitalization.
If he gets to 150... and has to hit the operational numbers.
But, I mean, the market can be irrational, so you can't control that.
At each $50 billion number, he collects 1% of the company. If somehow, magically, he would get the company to $650 billion, which is literally what the plan calls for, if you can believe this, he would collect the equivalent of about $55 billion in compensation. Otherwise, he gets absolutely nothing.
Okay, what if you get it to $650 billion and then it immediately...
So I've got to interrupt here. Fuck me, dude. Becky here immediately had a 404 error as soon as she heard anything to do with market capitalization. Her brain then immediately switched off. Her ability to process language was completely offline, and she didn't fucking listen. She just got fixated on market cap. What? Now, Andrew was quite clear. As soon as she hears market cap, she jumps in, oh, what if it... Andrew's like, there are also operational milestones in terms of earnings and revenue growth that are also required. Becky didn't hear that because she was 404 error. Oh, market cap, market cap, market. Just to be clear for anyone who is unaware. Quote, for each tranche, all 12 of these, dual trigger vesting requires both one additional market cap milestone in blue and, keyword and one more time, and one additional operational milestone, either increase in revenue or adjusted EBITDA. Becky, again during her 404 era, could only see blue. This is the perfect structure for a compensation plan because it ensures that underlying metrics to justify an increase in market cap are also met. The adjusted EBITDA milestones, for example, required approximately a 10 times increase for the final to be hit. And revenue, close to a 10 times increase, and market cap also roughly a 10 times increase. In order for Musk to get anything, not only did revenue and or adjusted EBITDA, as in earnings, need to increase massively, but so too market cap, meaning underlying metrics had to surge as well as the value of the company. Therefore, everyone wins. And poor Becky, immediately 404 error, she just couldn't listen, couldn't hear, didn't listen, didn't want to hear, oh, market cap, market cap, market cap, market cap. It's kind of embarrassing because, I mean, Andrew did explain quite clearly and Becky just so fixated on that she couldn't listen. This just goes to show, by the way, how unique a plan this was. But her brain immediately switched off when hearing about it. Back to the clip.
Absolutely
okay, what
nothing.
if you get it to $650 billion and then it immediately collapses to $500 billion? Is it just hitting that market capitalization milestone that matters? Or is it keeping it there for a certain time? Is it hitting it on a
here's where it gets
day?
even more interesting. The shares vest, but then he has to hold the shares for 5 years at each break point.
You still get it, right? Even if market capitalization is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
No. You can't. It's impossible to game because even if you were to get the company in the market cap to $100 billion, you then have to, by the way, hit the operational numbers.
On top of it.
On top of it. You have to get both, and then you have to hold the shares for 5 years. I mean, it's weird. So if you were trying to do something temporary to try and get
the stock price up,
you can't because 5 years later your shares will be worthless.
It would affect decisions on buybacks and issuing stock and floats and all kinds of...
Market cap is just a bizarre.
So interestingly,
Bro, I can't be nice to Becky here. What an absolute clown, dude. It's painful to watch. If the only milestone required was market cap, she would have a point, but it's not. It's an additional hurdle to ensure that compensation is not only directly tied to massive performance of the company, but shareholders, people who own the stock, also need to see a massive return on their investment. The very first tranche was $59 billion to $100 billion, nearly a doubling. And the final one was a 10x. Just such a different way of compensating somebody for performance that apparently it was a little bit too hard to process for one member of this panel, who presumably is compensated a fixed salary, even if some of the things she says are astonishingly embarrassing and just plain fucking dumb.
Last compensation plan that they had in place started in 2012. It was similar in some ways to this. It had a market cap component, and then it had all sorts of...
I've never heard of another company tying...
Nobody's ever done it. But he literally gets nothing. And the other thing that's interesting is if he gets to, let's say, $99 billion, he gets nothing. If you get to the next one, if you get to $149 billion, you get nothing. If you get... So but it is truly eat what you kill, skin in the game in that regard.
Well, I mean...
Hey there.
Dude... Never gets easier to watch that embarrassing clip. Poor Becky. And Musk's reward for being willing to put it all on the line, risk zero compensation plan unless he delivered massive value to Tesla shareholders and huge revenue and earnings growth. His reward, getting fucked by corrupt activists pretending to be a judge and possibly fucked twice over by a bunch of butthurt babies who want to shoot themselves in the foot because Elon bad. Yikes. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.